What's going on, people? Welcome back to Real Reds Talk for the third time today. Initially, we had something planned with Jay Morty, but it's not on him. It's basically on us. We fucked up. So we've rescheduled that for next Thursday. So the show is still going to happen, just in literally a week's time, pretty much. So we thought we can't leave you hanging without a show. We're going to do a live Q&A. So if any of you guys got any questions, any topics you want brought up and discussing, as long as they're not absolutely ridiculous ones, like how many pirates are there? Do you know what I mean? Just no stupid topics, essentially. Just throw some questions and we'll get chatting about it. But obviously, me and Sam were live before with the Mason Mount thing, so I'm just going to go to Chivy straight away on the Mason Mount. First and foremost, are you happy that the deal's got over the line? What's your reaction to it?
I was saying to Sam earlier, I'm just indifferent to it, to be honest, because I don't really see. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm indifferent, really. The only consolation I have is that the manager actually wants him. So obviously, then he has a plan for him. But apart from that, from just a layman's point of view, like, I don't see where he fits in. Like, I can just imagine him and Bruno like running into the same spaces, sort of thing. I'm happy that we have more legs in the midfield. We saw Christian Eriksen gas out a few times towards the end of the season. Like, he just didn't have any legs to go on. And Mason Mount is one of them tenacious sort of players. If he has anything close to the season that he had before last one, where he played for Chelsea, that was a really brilliant season, then he can only be, a positive addition to the team. But just in general, I'm just struggling to understand, how he's going to fit in. Not that I doubt our manager, obviously, because I don't know, I'm just a fan, but I'm just struggling to see where he fits in. And I think it's one of those ones where it's a move that I've been aware of, we've all been aware of for quite some time. So when it did happen, it was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I think the excitement had kind of died down a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a better addition. I mean, we need everything we can get at the moment. So yeah, happy days. Even though
Fair enough. Yeah. Not the motivational answer I was kind of expecting, but I take your point. I mean, one thing I mentioned before when we was talking about Mason Mount is I take your point as like him and Bruno aren't exactly build-up experts. This is what I was saying before. The very high energy, kind of quick turnover players, this is why I think Ten Hag's going to lean more towards the kind of Klopp style with Liverpool, where they have 5 players pressing high up. You have your Mount, Bruno, Rashford, whoever the striker is, especially if you bring in a new striker like Højlund or Gonçalo Ramos, who are known for pressing. They go for that and stop the possession high up the pitch, and you have Casemiro sweeping, and then you have the defence pushed up, and then obviously Onana will help with that as well. So I think that's the approach that he's going for, but obviously that's yet to be seen. One talking point that's interesting is his wages. Now, I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen his reported wages, but it's apparently 250k rising to 300 a week, which is absolutely ridiculous. We will never learn with wages. I don't understand how you can pay a player that much, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure he was on like 80k a week at Chelsea. So that's like quite a significant bump. Sam, just give us your thoughts on that. Are you because you wasn't mad about the Mount signing anyway, but especially with 250k a week, that's not great, is it?
Yeah, like obviously he wanted pay parity at Chelsea because they were handing out these ridiculous 8-year contracts to sign these people to get him in. So obviously he wanted some sort of pay parity. He's an academy graduate. He was back-to-back player of the year under Tuchel. So he had... It's not like he was playing awful for Chelsea up until last season when he had a few injury problems. So I understand his point that he wanted pay parity. But 250 grand a week is a lot of money. A lot of money, especially when he was on 80. Like, if he came to United and we paid him 150, 125, something like that, you'd be like, all right, pay bump. He's going to come to United. That's why we're going. I'd get that more, but 250k. It's a fucking lot of money.
Why are you guys sounding surprised? Like, it's Man United. Like, we do stupid things like that. Like, yeah. But it's ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, Chivy. I'm just annoyed. I'm just fucking annoyed because we don't learn our lesson. Like, we never learn our lesson. We buy these players put them on ridiculous wages, and then when they don't work out, which I think the hit rate of like successful transfers is like 1 in 3, I believe. Like that's like the average transfer rate, and if like they don't work out, and then we wonder why we can't fucking ship them because they're on insane wages. Like how many examples have we got of that? Phil Jones, Harry Maguire, like just Martial, like just goes on forever, and it just never learn, and it just annoys the fuck out of me that we never learn our lesson.
I'm not a fan of the wages, but I'm certainly a fan of the player. I know exactly what he's going to bring to the team. I've been speaking about Christian Eriksen's faults for about 6 months now. I literally mentioned it on Paddock about 6 months ago to Jay when we was talking about it, because it was just so obvious that we needed someone with a bit more of an engine. But then you didn't want the technical quality to drop off as well, because that's what happened when we brought Fred on. You'd bring him on for that kind of energy and interceptions and these kind of things, and then the quality on the ball would completely drop off depending on what day you fancied playing. So that's why I feel like he's brought Mason Mount in. I think Mount, Casemiro and Bruno is a good midfield. Do I think Casemiro, De Jong and Bruno would have been far better and far more superior? Absolutely. But the reality is this situation that we're in, we're kind of falling behind chasing players at the minute with Manchester United, and Mount was a deal there to be done. I still think, I know, Sam, you said the fact that it's 55 plus 5 is still quite a bit, but I think for a player like Mason Mount, when we look back, I don't think we'll be mad at the transfer fee, to be honest. We might be more mad about the wages. So that's just my personal opinion on Mason. Now, they're going to look towards other transfers now, too. They're looking at Onana, Rasmus Højlund. I do get your questions in, guys, by the way. We throw anything you want in here. It doesn't matter if it's just literally a free flow show. But Andre Onana seems like the next target. Chiv, would he be your number one choice if you was to replace a goalkeeper, if you do want the goalkeeper replacing?
No, I actually definitely do want the goalkeeper to be replaced. The realistic options at the moment is between Onana and Diogo Costa. I've heard lots about Diogo Costa, but I really don't know too much about him in terms of like I haven't really seen him. First time I actually saw him play live was in the World Cup. I may have seen him in a Champions League game, but I wasn't watching, or I wasn't like looking out for him. So I really can't tell, what his qualities are.
At least you're honest about it, because you get kids out there going like, he's amazing. I watch him all. What, you watch Portuguese League all the time, do you? Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know. I hear good stuff about him, and apparently he's really good, and he's like this new age sort of keeper. But I know Onana. I've seen him more. I saw him at Ajax. Seen him a few times. I watched quite a few of the Italian league last season. So yeah, so he would be perfect, I think, for Ten Hag, especially since we're trying to play from the back. That's the new thing now. All three of us watched the finals together, the FA Cup final together, and we're all pulling our hair up, with the amount of turnovers that here caused us. So I'll be very, very happy. I'm trying not to get too carried away or too excited about Onana, because I don't want to believe that it's real until it's actually happening. So I'm trying to like curb my enthusiasm. But he would be fantastic. I was saying to Sam earlier, like some of the passes he makes are just
so wild.
They're audacious. It's the audacity.
Yeah.
And he always, well, I wouldn't say always, but most of he pulls them off. Like he's not just showing off. Like there's an intent behind what he's doing, which is so impressive. You really don't see that. And it just allows us to beat the press, when we go back to the Sevilla game, when Maguire and Dingy and David De Gea Onana comes out of that easily. I mean, I've seen him put all sorts of strikers on the floor, or so it'll be perfect. I really hope we go through. I really hope we get him. Really do.
Yeah. Pep Guardiola had some glowing words about him after the finals. He said he's elite. You can't press him. You literally can't get anywhere near him. Yeah. And it's going to be weird for United fans next season watching that, because we're so used to De Gea and Maguire at the back and the nerves that he spreads. I instantly go back to the Leicester game where Iheanacho was pressing Maguire the life out of Maguire, and Tielemans scores that worlder. And that was just because of the communication and the nerves between both David De Gea and Harry Maguire. And you're like, okay, now this is just like a repetitive thing. It feels like it's happening almost every single game. And teams, especially when we play Newcastle, for example, at St. James's Park, Isaac and I can't remember who else was playing, would purposely target. You saw it was just obvious. It was such a weak point. Yeah. You get rid of that now. And that's why I've been saying for a while as well, I feel like, yes, the number 9's the priority, but the goalkeeper's literally just behind that for me. Like that's how high up I class this priority as, because it just completely affects the way we want to play. And I think more people will be kind of enlightened to that, or we'll basically see that when we bring in someone like Onana. Hopefully, if we bring in Onana. Apparently, though, Sam, he's De Gea's contract runs out in like less than 24 hours now. I'm not sure how critical that is. I mean, I'm sure they could still negotiate after that. But do you expect movement on this tomorrow? Do you think?
I think I saw a report from, I think it was Jason Burt in the Telegraph, basically saying both sides are taking time to reflect on the situation. They want De Gea to be able to leave the correct way. I mean, they probably should have thought of that before they did dicked around with the contract thing. But you know our board and you know our transfer people, they're not exactly the sharp edges of the knife, are they? So I think something might get announced, or something might think, even if he's a free agent after tomorrow, we could technically still sign him within like 2 weeks later. Do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't surprise me if he was like officially out of contract, but we're still in contact, and then later on re-sign him as a number 2 or even a number 1 if the Onana deal or whatever other goalkeeper we're looking at doesn't go through. Like, and I put nothing past this ownership and this board at the minute in terms of like fucking things up or just making the wrong decision, because they've done it for the last decade. So it would not surprise me.
Yeah. Should we get into some comments? Sorry, Jimmy. Go
on. De Gea on Twitter.
What do you say?
Does any one of you follow De Gea on Twitter?
Yeah. Are you going to mention the yawn thing?
Yeah, what was that about?
He's bored of the speculation, apparently. Yeah. That's what the Telegraph reported. He's just bored of all the shit that's coming out about his name. About him not agreeing and then them ripping up the contract and then going back about it. So that's what that was about.
For me, the way I interpreted that was that we don't really know what's going on in terms of like...
Probably that as well, to be honest. Like,
yeah, that's I think he's just like, you guys are even... Oh, I'm not even bothered. Like, you don't know what... So that's how I see it. Anyway,
it's clear that that Ten Hag's vetoed this kind of move. He's made a U-turn on it. So if you back the manager and you want to be ruthless, I agree with that sentiment behind it. Like, yeah, drop him. If you want to drop him, back the manager. Let's do it, and let's go get a goalkeeper who can play out from the back. But also be respectful about it at the same time. This guy's been here, for over a decade. So let's not say fuck off, get out of our club like we are saying to the Glazers, essentially, because I just don't understand that personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we get to comments?
Yeah. Ash, pay to lose, you're about 3 hours behind. I was like, we did go live 3 hours ago, Ash, just to say, like, we were live 3 hours ago to talk to
we were already done. Yeah, literally about 15 minutes after it got announced.
Yeah, this is because we were supposed to have Jay Motti on and the scheduling fuck up on our end. So we're making it up to give you some content. So that's just why we're here. For me, Mount is a direct replacement for Ericsson. That's Brian Casey. I back Eric, however, it doesn't mean we can't disagree. Ash, pay to lose, I agree. I don't like the Mount signing, but if Ten Hag wants him, I'm behind it. Manaru, it's one of those times we'll tell signings. Personally, I rate him. I want him to succeed at United, however, he's not worth it. Evening, lads, from the United Road. Evening, mate. 250k, no wonder he's mad to join us. Yeah, I mean, if you put that wage on the table, why not? Shah Sam, remember when it was reported that we reduced the Ronaldo rule for wages? Yeah, that's gone out the window way quick, hasn't it? Let's look at the questions. Let me have a look at the questions, see if there's any cool questions in there. Thoughts on Mount and possible Onana signing? We've covered that, Siobhan, but thank you for your question. 100 million to spend on a striker. Who are you getting?
Kane. Straight away.
Jimmy?
Straight up.
Kane.
Kane, I agree.
It's the boring answer, but it's
the right answer.
There isn't anybody else you could get for money right now who'd do a better job than Harry Kane. Not one person.
Dan asked, is his wage of 250k justifiable? We've covered that. Does Onana's catching ability or the fact that he pushes his saves into dangerous positions a worry for either of you?
No, it's that metric's misconstrued because Inter Milan don't face a lot of crosses. So for everyone who's looking up these stats and they're saying like, oh, he doesn't catch a lot, it's just because simply they don't face that many. They have 3 centre-backs who are more than capable in the air aerially. They play with a back five, so not as many crosses against a normal team with a back four get put into the box. So the metric's slightly off with that. It doesn't mean his catching ability is shocking. I mean, I watched him quite a few times, and there's nothing. The only thing I would say as like a premise to when we sign him, he'll probably make mistakes like Edison does, like Alisson does. But Alisson's one of the best keepers on the planet, so you can allow them mistakes for what they actually bring to the table.
Edison had one of his worst seasons ever for City last season, and they won a treble.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, do you know what I mean?
He will make mistakes.
Did you want to answer that, Chivy, or shall I go for the next question?
Oh, good.
All right. Is there a chance for De Jong after Mount? That is from Lungari Chanda. Nick, I'll let you handle that one.
No, I don't see it, honestly. I really don't. I'd love to be optimistic about it, but my optimism was slashed to pieces last summer. So I would absolutely love him. It'd be my signing over anyone on the planet, to be honest with you. But
yeah, me and Nick were dreaming of this last season.
Oh my god, man, I'd absolutely love it. But I just, especially now we've got Mount. Like, if we didn't get Mount and Barca were pushing it more out there that they're struggling for financials and they need to sell a big player, which apparently they do, I'd be a bit more optimistic. But signing Mount now, if we saw our budget, it just won't stretch, man.
So do you think Mount really midfield signing we're going to make?
Well, it would have been. Sorry, go on.
No. I was just saying because they're two different players, Mason Mount and Thingy.
Yeah,
and,
agreed.
Frankie.
Agreed, but I think the original plan was to get Mount and Rabiot. That's what they wanted to do, wasn't it? But because we can't sign Rabiot on a free now, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't have a clue. So I don't see him signing, because that's when the Caicedo thing came out. They weren't going to sign Caicedo and Mount. It was either one or the other, and they're two completely different players. So it's the same as last season. We was going to sign De Jong and we signed Casemiro, and then our whole game kind of switched up. So
sorry if I'm a bit behind. So we're going to sign either Mount or Caicedo.
Yeah, have you not seen the Caicedo rumors?
No. Like, was it either or?
Yeah. So they weren't saying we were going to sign both. Even though Sky Sports put out there like, oh, we're still talking about Caicedo. That was basically what a lot of people are saying. It's basically smoke and mirrors, because Chelsea were looking at Caicedo, at signing him. So we were like, right, we'll leave that deal on the table. We'll go buy Caicedo, who you're after, which then forces them basically back to the negotiation table to make the deal. That's what a lot of people are thinking. But I don't know that for a fact. That's just my thoughts.
I really don't believe that. I think there is a possibility that we can. I'm not saying we will, but there's a possibility that we can actually go for both. So look at the Mason Mount deal, for example. When Fabrizio reported the deal, he says we never walked away. But remember, there was reports that we walked away from the Mason Mount deal. So that just goes. I don't think whatever's reported in the I don't think we can take everything as gospel truth. I think we only get 50 or 40% of what the actual truth is when it comes to reports. I don't think it's a either or. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not saying it's concrete. I'm saying the reason, like, this is my belief, and the reason why I believe it is because the budget that's been reported by many credible people is 100 to 120 million. If you spend 60 on Mount, how are you going to get a striker in that? How are you going to get a goalkeeper? How are you going to get another midfielder on top of that as well? It just doesn't fit the bill. So I don't see how they can go spend 80 million on Caicedo. It never made sense to me, personally.
Yeah. I also don't think our budget is 100 and whatever they say it is.
Yeah, it might not be as well. It could be like 200, and they're just putting it out there. Like, I don't know. You never know with United. It's just all bollocks, isn't it?
There's the thing in it. We've got a credit line available of 260 million. But the reason that it can't be used is because the Glazers refuse to put money into the club, which would then open up that credit line to use to the full capacity. So there's a lot of sort of things going on ticking that would mean we would have more money, but the Glazers not willing to do the things to have the more money. So
I just want to put out there as well as like a last thing. I would absolutely love Caicedo. I prefer Caicedo over Mount. And I think we need an understudy to Casemiro, and he could be the box-to-box alongside Casemiro and then be his understudy as well for when Casemiro gets a little bit older. But I just don't, I wish if we signed Kane, Caicedo, Mason Mount and Onana, done, happy. I'm absolutely happy with that fucking window, but I just don't see it at all happening.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Brian Casey, it'd be strange to have a defence that plays with confidence. I mean, I thought our defence played with confidence anyway last season. I thought our defence was excellent last season. It was just the goalkeeper let us down
Well, we have the most clean sheets. We're the best defense in the league last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a goalkeeper making mistakes and
Yeah,
just
we had
letting
a
us
good
down in
team.
distribution. That's it.
Yeah.
RSV, I hope people open their eyes and look at a bigger picture. Toxic positivity is the reason why this football club's been set back for many years. Why are so many people are happy about Mount? I don't think it's like people toxic positivity. I think it's the manager clearly wanted him because we've gone in for him and we've negotiated to this point. So the manager's clearly after him. So we need to back the manager. The manager wants him. You back the manager. You might not think he's good enough, or might not like him, or whatever. But if the manager wants him, you've got to back him, in my opinion. But
Can I add something to that very briefly? Because I remember when we signed Michael Carrick, I'm sure I've told you guys this before. I was livid. I was absolutely livid. I was like, Michael Carrick. I was mad. Absolutely, I didn't understand it because like all our rivals were signing like these, shiny players, and then all we got was Michael Carrick, and I think that was our only signing that summer. Boy, was I wrong! Like sometimes we just don't know what the manager sees.
no,
That's it.
We just don't know it, and I was just like, and he's gone on to be one of my favorite United players, like of
underrated,
all time.
so underrated, Michael Carrick, man. So underrated.
And that season he came in, we won the league. I remember the first game we played against Fulham. I think it was like 6-0. And I was like, I take it back. I take it back. Yeah.
I feel the same way about Mount. I think he's super underrated. Like a lot of people see the British thing and they see like he had a shit season last season, and straight away they're just like, oh, shit signing, don't want him. But if you actually watched him under Tuchel, the guy was like a serious player for him, like a top player, double figures in goals and assists.
Yeah.
Absolute engine. Was so important for him in the campaign when they won the Champions League. Like, I don't know, I see a lot of quality in him personally.
This is the same thing. It's probably not exactly, but this is the same thing Sergio Busquets actually faced at Barcelona, because when Xavi and Iniesta were doing their thing, a lot of fans were like, what's he doing there? Because his dad played for Barcelona, so he was just there because of his dad, and
But one of the best to do it.
Yeah, but honestly, you give it a season or two, and then all of a sudden he was like, wait, this kid is actually. So he literally just grew into that team,
Yeah.
And so even though I'm not particularly thrilled about Mason Mount, I'll be more than happy to come back and be like, I was wrong. You never know.
Absolutely. Dan Errington, do you think United might re-sign Sabitzer? Absolutely not. Don't think that's happening.
And also, I don't want them to.
No. Talent, it is a serious question. I don't back him at all. His first Ajax signings were all flops. Really?
What?
Apart
Lisandro Martinez is a flop.
Say again.
He says, his talent needs serious question. I don't back him all. His first Ajax signings were all flops apart from Haller. They weren't recommended by Overmars or the Ajax recruitment staff.
Oh, his first signing. I thought he was signings at United. All right, I'm with you. To be fair, a lot of the players he used were all fucking through the academy, weren't they? Like, the signings that he made, I'm trying to think signings that he brought. Well, Lisandro was brought in for 9 million.
Anthony?
At Ajax.
Anthony?
Yeah, he brought Anthony in. He brought. I don't know if he brought back Daily Blind. I'm not sure if.
Did he bring in Onana?
Did he bring Edson Alvarez in as well? Did he bring him in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say they're successful, but.
I mean, I'm sure there's a couple that haven't worked. He brought in Tadic, didn't he? Like right off from Southampton.
Oh yeah, he did.
And just got it was an unbelievable player for them. Absolutely tore it up at the Bernabeu. So
the players that were there before he came in. Lasso Shona was already there.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of them that were there already. So I don't know. Maybe he can enlighten us.
Yeah, list some players who you mean.
Brian Casey, you think there could be a chance of getting De Jong if the ownership is sorted out before the transfer window shuts?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to be positive, man.
No, the new owners won't have any effect on this window. In my opinion.
Why do you think so?
I just think by the time they get it, even if they was to get into now, I think the things that they have to get past, like the Premier League test and all this kind of stuff, I think it'll take a good few weeks before they can even get the feet under the table and start sanctioning deals and stuff. And then by then, I think a lot of the targets would have already been gone. Maybe there'd be a late push towards the end of August, but I don't think the new one, even if Qatar came in now, I just don't feel like they'd be extra. And even still, unless we sell players as well, I don't think. But again, that might just be me being pessimistic. I don't
Shah-Sam saying we can get both and a striker. I mean, yeah, very optimistic there, Shah-Sam, but I appreciate it. If we get decent money for players we sell, it's possible to get Caicedo too. I mean, we'd have to sell really well, I think. Really well. And United are not that good at selling players. Grey 100, only just spotted live. How much have I missed? Nothing, like, we're just covering all the news stories, but we're going Q&A as well. Grey, so get your question in if you want to throw it in. Brian Casey, he's not stopping this De Jong thing. We'll get De Jong in January. So
I need energy, Brian. Come on.
Yeah.
I need that positive energy.
Gray saying new owners could if they bring in mega sponsors. Yeah, if they do the fuckery, just get, we got Qatar Airways sponsors for $2 billion a match. That's how you do it.
To be honest, I don't want the fuckery. There's a lot of fuckery at PSG, and like, I just can't be arsed with. Like, I want to just, back the manager and get the players. We don't start bringing in silly players just because we can, because that model just does not work at PSG. We're on the right track now. Like with the manager, we've got the right manager. Back in with the right funds and the players. If just even that, I know Harry Kane's about £100 million, but if you can pay that little bit extra, if you can pay 90, let's say you throw it and leave it towards the end of the window, you need Harry Kane in that team, regardless of whoever you sign right now. You need someone like that to score them goals. It's all good saying, bring Rasmus Højlund in or one of these other guys, but they just, I don't see him cutting it and getting that level that Kane would get instantly like that, because he's done it in the Premier League 10 years consistently, 17 plus. Year in, year out. Rasmus Højlund scored 9 goals in Serie A. He's a very talented lad, and he looks all the part. But to bring him in at Manchester United and say, "There you go, kid. There's your number 9 shirt," it's a lot of pressure, man.
Kane is a leader. This is like, I just want that leadership up front. That's all I want. Just give me someone who has that leadership quality up front, who can spearhead, who's mature, like he's bags of experience. So forget about all the goal scoring and everything. Just someone who can just control the game from the front. And in regards to Qatar coming in, like, it's not, for me, it's not really just about the funds. I just want a sporting director. I've been saying this for ages. All I want, just get Ten Hag someone he can work with, because Murta, respect to him, and the other guy, Richard, fair play to them. Yeah, they have no experience in this field. Like, they are way out of their depth. All the trips they made to Barcelona to get, like all the wasted times, and I just want, I like it when they come in. Like, they've done that with PSG, doing that with the Saudis, do that with Newcastle, and they did it with Man City as well. Just come in, just get the best person to do all that stuff. They just sit back and let it happen. And I just want a sporting director. That's all. That's all I want.
That's what Chelsea have fucked up on, because that Todd Bowley has come in, and instead of like going, I'll get the best people in, he's fired everybody, like that Marina Skyer, Peter Cech and all that, and then he's gone, I'll be the sporting director, and he's just going out and buying all these fucking players just randomly, like Football Manager. And you see the state of Chelsea now, fucking 12 players, spent God knows how much money, and then just absolutely fucked it up. I think sporting director, whatever title you want to do, we need that. And we need a scouting setup, like a major scouting setup, like overhaul, structure it the way Brighton do it and Ajax do it, where they spot these rough gems in these countries that most people don't go look in, Paraguay, Ecuador, places like that, and have these scouts set up ready to bring in these players to develop. And if they need time to go on loan, you loan them out. If you think you're ready for the first team, they go, that kind of stuff. We need that, because we can't every year just be going out and going, who's the best striker in the world? 200 million and dropping it. We need to develop players, man. We need to develop players.
I heard you guys talking about that in the earlier show as well. And I remember that we always had we used to have really, really good scouting. We're everywhere. That's how we saw Pogba. We saw quite a few players, But the problem, I think some of the problems is just, getting them into the team at the time. When Sir Alex Ferguson left, and then we had like the Moyes and Van Gaal and the rest of them, like, because there was a kid called Arno Pujman. I don't know if you guys know of this guy. He's been playing in our...
I know his name.
Yeah, Pujman played I think he was with us for years. But before we got him, we had to fight off Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, top teams. And we got him, and he just never became... I was so happy when we got him, and he was here for years and just never really developed, I think. But Fergie had left by then. And it was just, I don't know who was in charge. So
even players like PK as well, who we brought in, obviously. like a very successful career. I'm sure there's another Cristiano Ronaldo out there somewhere who can go and bring in.
Just think of how many people we've missed out of recently. Like, we've been through it so many times. Erling Haaland could have got for 5 million. Julian Alvarez could have got for 15 million. And Nkunku could have got for 40 million. Like, let's go. Casido we could have had for 4 million. Like, we've been offered these players. We've had these players in our laps and just not done it. And now we paid the price.
We're linked with Enzo like 2 years ago.
Yep.
Enzo Fernandez.
Yep. It's just, it's ridiculous. A few more comments. Agree, Kane makes the difference between us pushing for the title and fighting for second with Arsenal. Liverpool, absolutely. Shah Sam, speaking of sporting directors, any suggestions? Paul Mitchell.
There's obvious ones in there, but I'm not qualified to go say who would do a fantastic job as sporting directors. There's other people out there who could, who are much more qualified than me.
Didn't think he leave his job on the side, like he left.
But he was more.
Then there's been a lot of.
He was more financial, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was business side. Overmars was more the other way. But there's been a lot of things at Ajax as well, though, who are like people complaining that I can't remember what the specific details were, but about something Van der Sar done, or maybe it might have been Overmars.
Overmars was the one who was accused of harassing people, wasn't he, through email and text message? So
I mean, just anyone with any bit of real world experience in
whoever's the best.
They literally don't. They have just about the same. I mean, if all of us applied for the same role, would have the same years of experience.
Yeah. It's just like we've got Darren Fletcher in, and again, top player, fantastic player for Man United, but he's zero experience and we don't know what his job is. Why is like, you know what I mean? Like, why we're the only club in the world who do that. No one else does that. Nobody's at Liverpool going, oh, let's get John Flanagan and get him in a fucking like role. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, they're not doing that. We're the only club who do that.
I think you look at
Jason Spearing to come back.
Jay Spearing, exactly. There you go. Jay Spearing, same shit.
Just go look at an astute club around Europe, like even someone like Atlanta or Benfica, something like that. Look how they operate. Bring in the top guy there. Say, who's your chief scout, mate? Like, and they're like, why are you asking him? Just say, no reason. Just want to have a chat with him. How much are you on, mate? About 90k, whatever it is, annual. All right, well, we've got a massive job for you to do at Manchester United, and we want you to scout some serious talent and bring them in on a conveyor belt. We'll pay you double whatever you're on right now. You tell me he's going to turn down that opportunity? Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. So why haven't we done that? Because I'm pretty sure news last season that we got rid of 2 of the chief scouts, didn't we? Something along the lines of that. 3 was it?
3.
Did you say? Yeah. So yeah, what's going on with the board movement? Forget signings at the club and all this shit. Actual signings on the board. That's why I'm saying whoever it is who comes in now, they've got so much work to do because basically the full board could be wiped. Like Arnold could be gone, Murta could be gone, Fletcher could be gone. All these guys have been doing jobs there. Within 6 months, they could analyse it and say, well, you lot have been doing a shit job for the past fucking 7 years or whatever it's been. Time for a change here. Yeah. And I think most people would welcome it, to be honest.
Yeah. UTFR, Edson Alvarez, big good for us. Nick likes him a lot. We could look at Gravenberch at Bayern Munich as well. Yeah, there's definitely... UTFR, Paul Mitchell will definitely come in if Qatar win. I'd love to see that. Brian Casey saying, get Ralph back. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Ralph back in that role. I think he'd be great.
I liked Ralph.
A lot of people mocked him for like stuff like being out of his depth as his manager, but he spoke the absolute honest truth on every single thing he spoke about. Everything he said has come to fruition and is true. Yeah. And I think in terms of identifying talent and recruitment, because he said in January, didn't he, Julian Alvarez and Nkunku, and then who else was it? He said another one as well.
Enzo as well.
Enzo. In January, he's like, Vlahovic, get these guys. These are the next like wave of talent. And they just fucked him off and ignored him. I think he would be great to come back in that sort of role.
The sad thing about Ragnick was that we signed him for a role that he actually never did, because that was the role that he was actually supposed to play, and he was just an interim before we get a new manager in. But then I also heard there was a thing between him and Ten Hag. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah,
and then in typical United fashion, we promise one thing, say one thing, and then completely do the opposite. So
I don't. Yeah. I really don't know, but he would have been perfect for us.
I agree.
Yeah. SLC, Casido is going to Chelsea because we gave them 60 and when we should have gone for him instead. Yeah, I would have preferred Casido, but it's Ten Hag's decision at the end of the day. Costa's much better keeper, plus he saves penalties. I mean, yeah, God, I'd love a keeper who can actually save a fucking penalty for once. That would be.
It's also got a release clause of like 75 million euros.
Yeah. They have got financial trouble, though, haven't they, Porto? Like they need.
Supposedly, but I haven't seen anything that they're willing to reduce his release. So
Brian Casey.
Diogo Costa.
Brian Casey should never have been appointed manager. That was not his area of expertise. Absolutely, I think that's in reference to Ralph. Chicharito was a gem we found. Yeah, like we used to do shit like that all the time. Find these players that nobody had heard of, and they'd be important for us.
That's how much we paid. 7 M's, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" And,
Vidic as well.
Yeah, Vidic.
Yeah. From Spartak Moscow, everyone's like, "Who's the fuck? Who's this guy who's coming in like one of the greatest centre backs in the Premier League? £7 million. I know it's across the road, but I think City paid the same for Company. Paid £7 million for Company years ago. Like there's been so many it's just not always guaranteed to work out, but we don't do it enough, especially in the defensive areas. Like we've got attackers now like Garnacho's, your Ahmads, and players like that who look promising, but then your core of your team, where's the next? This is something I've been saying for ages as well. Where's your next wave? Where's the next Casemiro? Where's the next Lissandro? Where's the next goalkeeper that's supposed to be? Like we don't have him.
The only midfielder we brought through is Scott McTominay, and he's average. You know what I mean? Like he's not a world beater. He's not class. Like that was the last midfielder we've brought through in like the last recent time. Like it's depressing. I had high hopes for Ted Mengi as a centre back, but he just can't stay fit. So he might be another Axel Tuanzebe, because Axel looked absolutely phenomenal against PSG, and then just injuries just absolutely destroyed his career.
Yeah.
Ted Mengi looks like he's going the same way, because that guy is talented. Like that guy's got some serious talent. He's just can't stay fit.
And the issue is, once you're behind, then in terms of like growth and stuff, when other teams are up there, every kid's just going to go to that. Every kid will go to City's academy now. That'll just be the way it works, because they've got the best facilities. They're far more advanced in what we do. So they're just like, which one's got the better track record in the last 10 years of youth players being, you know what I mean? They'll just go that way. Simple as that.
That's why I have a lot of respect for Charlie McNeil, because there's absolutely no reason for him to leave City and come to United.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that he's a fan. And I was like, for him, and he was at the time probably like the hottest, youngest striker at the time.
Bagging goals, wasn't he? A lot of goals.
Yeah. His numbers are unreal. His numbers, I think when he was 16, literally unreal. And he left City, and I was like, wow, okay, this is someone who really wants to play. So yeah, I'm desperate for it to work out for him, because that's a huge risk to leave there where you're like a man, and then come to United.
I was hoping Sancho was gonna do something similar, because obviously he left the City academy, went to Dortmund, developed his name, became like this fantastic player, and then came to United. I almost felt like he was coming as, I'm gonna prove City wrong and do something, and it just hasn't. And it was quite disappointing, because I thought that would be the impetus for him, and it just didn't happen.
I mean, you've had a few out of City now. Weren't Lavia a part of City's academy? And then you got Frimpong as well, who was part of City's academy. Like, they are growing these talents now and putting them out there. That's the difference. When we sold a player from United who's gone on and done things now, a prospect.
No, we sold him. Like, Pogba was our brightest prospect, and he went for free. We didn't even get any money for him.
Let him go for free, bought him back for 90, and then let him go for 3 again. Yeah. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
They have a kid that's gone to Borussia Dortmund now. Is that the Frimpong guy?
Who? City? Are you alluding to? No, Frimpong is that by Leverkusen.
Oh yeah, so they've got this guy who's really, really good. I forgot his name. He's a black guy with like little dreads. But he's gone to Dortmund. I don't know if he went on loan or whether he's like moved. If it's like a full transfer or anything. But they're getting a lot of players now. A lot of like youth players coming through. So I think, I mean, we're just relying on our pool at the moment, and it's really fading. I think the last batch we got was Garnacho, Alvaro Fernandez, and Mark Jurado, who plays as right back. We got him from Barcelona, and I was actually surprised that we managed to pull those guys. So I don't know. I think it's running out. We might be left with scraps in the next couple of years if we don't sit up.
Yeah. Brian Casey, 100% Nick paying less than 10 million for a young unknown is no brainer. If it doesn't work out, we didn't overpay, and if it works out, we get years at the top level. I don't understand why we don't take risks like that. Like under 10, just take the risk, take the hit, and just see what you got. Like
if you've done thorough scouting and you're absolutely positive that they've got talent and you can nurture it, then go for it. If it don't work out, I mean, we saw the list that they put out the other day, the sales list. And Hannibal was on it for like 13 million or whatever. If you can recoup that, then the money you spent on him is just there. It didn't work out. It is what it is. You sell them on and you move on. Maybe you'll actually learn something from fucking scouting players.
Bit of breaking news.
Okay.
City have been charged with 30 million. Been charged as it relates to a story that of 30 million pounds worth of payments made in 2012 and 2013 that were supposed to come from sponsors, but allegedly came from the owners via a mystery broker. So that's another charge that City are getting. They didn't cheat though. They didn't cheat. So
Piers Morgan was going live at 8 o'clock to discuss something. He had this. He advertised it saying there's a big news or whatever. So that's probably it. Yeah.
A leaked UEFA report has just come out from the Times, I believe. And then Roberto Mancini's second job to Yaya Touré's image rights is some of the allegations as well that they're facing. So there's a bunch of shit coming on about City, but they definitely didn't cheat. They definitely didn't do anything wrong. So
squeaky clean. Squeaky
clean. Absolutely. UTFR. Any more news on João Neves? Is that the Benfica guy we spoke about?
Yeah,
earlier?
me and Shreya spoke about him on this morning's show. Damarcio put something out saying that United are interested in, but how many players are United interested in? Come on, it's
SLC. As long as the Glazers stay, we're not winning crap. Absolutely. UTFR. Gittins at Dortmund. Was that the guy, Chivy?
I think so.
Yeah. So,
I think so, yeah.
I was just putting in the chat. Brian Gittins is the kid at Dortmund, I believe he said. So,
yeah, I think it's the one.
Dortmund always have talent though, innit? Adi Amer, they've got Davenport or something like that. I can't remember the kid's name. He's a winger as well.
Yeah.
They look decent.
Brian Casey, the club needs to rekindle links with lower teams in Europe like Utrecht, Club Bruges to loan these players so they can develop, bring them back. Yeah, we used to have feeder teams and stuff like that. We used to, was it Antwerp? Yeah. Antwerp, I believe. We used to have them. We used to send players out there to develop and stuff.
That's where we got Butner from. Do you remember, Alex?
Oh, fucking Butner. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Dog shit.
Awful.
You know what's crazy? He won trophies.
Yeah, but that's why trophies isn't everything. You know what I mean with a player. Sometimes.
Phil Jones won a Premier League title, Chivy. Like, come on,
He deserved that title. I'm not allowing any.
His level compared to Butner, like.
Yeah. Nah, Phil Jones earned that title. Like
Phil Jones earned that title.
Yeah, he'd put his face in front of stuff as well, which is always a welcome.
UTFR sports washing, dirty bastards. Absolutely, I agree with that. SLC English players are way overpriced. 80 million for Maguire, 75 million for Sancho, 50 million for Wan-Bissaka, and we can go on and on. Yeah, it's the English tax, mate. That's what happens. English
Arsenal
tax.
just paid 105 million for Declan Rice. If Casado's going for 80, I know which one I'm buying straight off the bat.
Bellingham went less for Declan Rice. I'm not. How is Bellingham a less player than fucking Declan Rice? You know what I mean? Like,
no idea.
Stupid. Brian Casey saying trophies aren't everything. Just ask Harry Kane. Ooh, burn. Absolute burn.
He's not won anything, but he's still one of the best strikers on the planet. There's no denying that. He's right up there with Lewandowski's and these guys. So,
I mean, to be fair, Alan Shearer has won just one trophy more than Harry Kane.
And he's the all-time top goal scorer in ever.
One trophy more, so it's like
in the Premier League. Yeah. I mean, no, actually, ignore that. I was going to say something then, but I was glad I retracted that then.
Do you know what's trending on? Do you know what's trending on Twitter?
Where is?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah.
UTFR say Rice is going to flop. Big call. It's an expensive flop if he does. It's a very expensive flop.
Just watch out for the Nigerian memes when it comes to Declan Rice, because we've got different types of rice dishes in the country.
The fufu. They're the fufu, right?
The people are saying Arsenal have paid for jollof rice, but they're probably going to get another kind of rice on the street called ofada rice. But just watch out for those memes. I can't wait. And I really
Chivy, put them in the chat as soon as you see them. Put them in the group chat. We need to see this shit.
I can't wait.
Yeah, they bought fucking Dyer Havertz as well, haven't they, for 65 million.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know why they bought him. Like, where's he playing? Where are they playing him?
He's
Like,
playing him as an 8, you know.
As
Like
an 8?
Where Shaka used to play.
So it's going to be
That's the
Rice, Havertz, and
Rice,
Odegaard.
Havertz, Odegaard. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Kane completely changes our team. We're serious about competing if we get him. I don't think we get him, but it's nice to dream. Any other last call for questions? Give me the last call for questions, and then otherwise we will wrap this up.
Make them as sporadic as
non-football. Like, give us non-football.
Yeah, preferably, because I'm on 3 shows today. I just can't. I'm done talking about football, to be honest with you. I'll happily pop my feet up and answer any other questions that you.
We've had favourite biscuits. We talked about games consoles. Chivy brought up the Atari to reveal how old he is. So, like, I don't believe that he's that old. I think he just Googled the old consoles and just went, I'm putting Atari.
He knows it. He knows it.
What did the controller look like? What did the Atari controller look like?
Describe the controller.
Was it a joystick?
Joystick.
A joystick.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Nice.
I remember seeing it being played, actually. I never played it, but yeah. It's,
Unbelievable! Brian Casey, what was the first album you ever bought?
Oh, I like that question. Sam, I'll go to you on this one first, because
mine was, and yeah, I think you could probably guess it actually, Nick.
All right, well, give me a clue, and I'll try guess it. Give me a clue.
New Metal.
It's Hybrid Theory on Meteora.
There you go. Hybrid Theory. 1999. That's how old I fucking am.
Straight up. Yeah.
1999.
Back when he was 20.
Yeah. when Chivy was Chivy just hit his 30s.
Yeah. Chivy had vinyl.
Yeah.
Vinyl.
You remember what?
Mine was Warren G.
Warren G.
That's
Regulate.
Yeah, that album.
Nate Dogg. With Nate Dogg in it, yeah.
That was the first album I ever had in my life.
If it ever going to be an album, I guess it'd be something like that, just because it's so chill and so fucking.
I would have guessed. I would have guessed, Chivy. I thought you were gonna say like Wu-Tang or something like that. I thought it would be.
Yeah. Coming at you. Watch your step, kid.
36 Chambers.
No, at the time Nigeria was very like West Coast.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's all we had.
He had his chains on. He had like the grills. And
Did you have like Thug Life tattooed across your stomach?
Yeah, Thug Life.
No.
What's my first album I ever bought? I don't even know if I've actually bought like a hard copy album. I don't think.
Oh, God.
No, I don't think so. No, it's more like HMV were kind of when I was growing up in my teens, were proper like going like that, weren't they? So
yeah.
I don't know. I do like vinyls and stuff though. Like I actually want like a vinyl thing where I can get records on and stuff. But I imagine back in the day, my music tastes weren't great back in the day, so probably would have been some bollocks anyway.
Grey 100 said Brothers in Arms is my first album. Brian Casey, wait till you hear mine, shows my age. Oh my God. Brian, why have you put that in the chat? That is disgraceful.
Go on.
PJ and Duncan.
I don't know who that is.
So it's Ant and Dec when they were a musical artist group.
Oh, right.
Remember
okay.
Let's Get Ready to Rumble? Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Right. Yeah.
That is absolutely disgraceful, Brian. Leave the fucking chat immediately for that one. That is a disgrace.
That is mad.
Come on, Sam. That's ageism.
It's not ageism. That's taste, mate. That is fucking terrible taste.
Mine would have been something like the Marshall Mathers LP. So the one in 99, was it?
I would imagine, that's what I'd imagine yours would be.
Yeah. Like that album, one of the greatest ever.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Grey 100's asking your dream car. Well, I've got zero interest in cars, like absolute zero. I like a Lamborghini. I don't know why, just because they look absolutely insane. Like that's the only reason. But I have no interest in cars, so I'll let it the other two lads.
I love, and this isn't going to be like a supercar or a classy or anything. I love BMW X5s. Massive fan of them. Chunky, like quiet. Yeah, big fan of them. So that's what I'd go for.
Chivy?
Yeah, I'm not super big. I like hoop tees, like the 1970s sort of hoop tees.
Nice.
So like so like a Chevy Impala, like a 70s something.
Would you get the bounce kit on it and the lift kit. Would you get that shit? Like,
The stereotypes.
looking like you're in a Dr. Dre video, like the West Coast.
Oh my god,
because I'm not like one of those speed people. I'm not I'm not like a petrol head. I just like cars for the looks.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
Like,
your pace would be if it had like a mode, it'd be on turtle mode, mate, and you just shade back just like that.
no, I speed. I really like,
I can't see it.
Chivy would have cruise control on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. 24 hours.
With Warren G on regulate, just the shades on, cruise control, just looking out the window like
that. Brian Casey, if you could live anywhere in the world other than Manchester, where would you pick? I would pick Berlin in Germany. That would be my place.
Traitor.
Have you been? Go there. It's fucking amazing. It's a great place.
I'd say somewhere like I like quite a lot of places in America, but then America's just a fucking shithole in it in terms of like the stuff that's going on there at the minute. So I'll just say Barcelona. I think I like Barcelona.
Jivy?
Yeah, I'll go to Iceland. Anywhere in Iceland. Just
Iceland. I did not expect that.
Yeah, just
away from people.
Yeah,
no people.
Like the views.
Frozen.
Like, just bare views, black beaches. Like, come on.
Black beaches, did you say then?
Sorry? Black, like the sand.
Not black, black, the other thing.
I know,
yeah,
I was playing on it. I was playing on it.
They're not black bitches.
I was playing on it.
We can't say
that. No.
Aaron Gregory, G-Wagon would be mine. What? Is Aaron think he's a rap star?
He is.
Fucking
he is
G-Wagon. Jesus Christ.
MC
Greggs is what they called him back in school.
Gray is saying MK1 Escort, my dream car. Fucking hell, I have a better dream, Gray. Jesus
Never
Christ.
heard it.
Put it
Never heard
on.
it. You're ruining everyone's dreams, Sam. They're being honest and open with you. You're saying fucking get a better thing.
Red Devil Yannick, if you just look at the screen, Nick, if you can, and then you'll know what to do. Play it. There you go. There we go.
I haven't. By the way, I haven't got my screen on, so that's why
sorry.
I'm so.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Brian saying Tesla Model S Plaid. I don't even know what that is.
I like Teslas. I'm a big fan of Teslas.
Gray saying Google MK1 Escort R. Right, I'm googling this.
Sounds.
No, that sounds like a car that was in Need for Speed Most Wanted.
RS
sounds like
2000. Let's have a look.
Telling you now, it's got a massive spoiler, neon lights underneath it.
Nope, it's a classic car.
I knew it. Sounds really.
I'm gonna put it on screen. Hold on.
I still can't see it, so it's irrelevant for me. But I'll have a look later on.
Add source.
You're gonna put it on screen.
Yeah. Wait me a second. There we go.
I'll just imagine it.
That is an RS. What is it called? MK1 Escort RS 2000. That is what that is. Just so
I can't see it, so I bet it's nice, Gray. That's all I'll say. I can't see it.
Red Devil Yannick saying a Ford Mustang. It's a good shout. It's a nice looking
classic. I just think of Bumblebee every time I think of a Mustang.
Aaron Gregory, who's going to win in this MMA fight? Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg would beat the shit out of that. Zuckerberg just won like a jiu-jitsu thing.
But I look at him and I just think, I don't see it. I reckon
he's a cyborg. Got
a little bit of bite.
He's a fucking cyborg, man. He just absorbs the shit like the Matrix and just knows it all and just like.
He probably like a kill switch or something in his head where he goes like, and nobody lets you win a jiu-jitsu thing. You have to earn it. Like,
absolutely.
I don't know. I think if he was crisp, he'd be ready salted. He just looks like a proper beige playing like can't really do much guy. But
those are the ones that you'd be worried about.
He's a serial killer.
Maybe.
He looks like a serial killer.
If you're saying who would win in a death match, I'd probably say he's definitely going to kill him. But I don't know. Maybe he's alright. What do I know? It's funny though that they're actually doing it or considering it.
I like how Dana White went. Dana White said he'll do it.
Yeah.
But even Dana
Well,
White also said the week before that we don't do gimmick fights in the UFC, and you're like,
Yeah.
If there's enough
What
money
was
on the
that BMF
table,
belt?
then yeah, you fucking will, won't you?
Yeah, do whatever.
There's no winner in that fight, not even MMA fans from Brian Casey. Absolutely.
No, I certainly won't watch it anyway. I don't give a bollocks about fucking Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fighting.
One last question. If you could throw Avram in a cage with anyone, who would it be?
That's a very good question. Who's asked that?
Aaron.
That's a very good question. In a cage with anyone? Like a human?
Yeah.
Like a
okay. Put him in with Francis Ngannou. Just watch Ngannou absolutely murder him.
Too quick.
Yeah, too quick. You want to like...
I want someone to submission. You know, one of them ones where like armbar.
Do it with Ngannou, but no ref, so he can't pull him off. Just repeatedly. Just can't pull him off.
Have any of you guys watched Project X? You're going to say no, aren't you?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen when they put the midget in the oven and they let him out and he starts punching everyone in the ball? Set him on Avram. That scene's fucking hilarious. Like, who's in the oven? They open it and he just comes out of it with a burnt head. He just starts punching the shit out of him.
I'll put Avram in with Sam because I know Sam hates them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone that hates them more than Sam.
No, I'll donate my fee to charity as well, just so it's all nice and square.
There's no one who hates white privileged men more than Sam. I dare you to find anyone else on the planet, because there isn't one. They don't exist. It's not out there.
If you're a rich Tory, I fucking hate you. Just put it that way.
I just want to see that. Forget Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Get Sam and a rich Tory in an octagon and get him scrapping now. And I will watch that happily.
They'll just get their butler to fight me.
Take my money.
I'll fucking
take
fight
me money.
Myself.
Right.
Please tell me you know who Beetlejuice is.
Yes. Yeah. What a legend. What a guy. Just says fuck you to everything. Like, anything there is. Like, what the fuck, man? I'll knock his ass out. It's like it's Mike Tyson, mate.
Yeah. Aaron Gregory is saying Avram Glazer versus Beetlejuice. That's what he wants to say.
Yeah. All the concepts in the world. Give it back.
I still want my concept of football mascot fighting. I still want that to happen. That needs to happen. I'll be the Dana White of the promotion, man. I don't give a shit. I'll happen.
So like Fred against Gonosaurus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Fred the Red against Gonosaurus. Main event.
Gonosaurus doesn't have hands. Do you know what I mean?
What?
He doesn't have hands. Gonosaurus.
What do you mean he doesn't have hands?
He's got a
tail. He's got a tail and he's got a fucking
tail,
head.
And then just like range it with his head. You know what I mean? Give it a bit of a nut.
Fred,
you know what I mean? So Adam put a comment in last time, and he said he'd see Ty going mad on AFTV saying he got robbed. Gonosaurus got robbed.
I hope you get relegated.
Yeah.
Cheat.
Problem with Fred,
robbed today.
Problem with Fred, he's got a very short range. Like his range is because his arms are like this. So he can't. He can't fucking
like that, innit?
He's not gonna play the. He's not the Anderson Silva game, is he? Where he's gonna be like keeping the guy on the outside. Very
short range stuff. You have to get on the inside and give him a few rib digs, and you'll be
get Khabib to teach him some takedowns and some wrestling, and then Fred the Red's in then take down Gonosaurus and just work him on the ground. UTFR, you talk about Mason Mount, Sam. Is he a Tory? Is he a Tory?
Who, Mason Mount? I mean, well, they always correlate with down south with Tory.
Yeah, he's proper Chelsea, isn't it? So
he's Chelsea boy. Chelsea boy.
Yeah.
Proper Chelsea boy.
If he votes Tory, that's disappointing. Yeah. That's fucking
M sandwich, mate. Fucking M sandwich.
Yeah. Good one.
Shah Sam saying they'd be headbutting the shit out of each other. That's why, mate. Pay for it. I'd love to see that shit.
And it wouldn't be like mega damage as well.
No,
they'd be wearing the thingies on, you know what I mean? So they could absolutely be laying into him and kids would be like, ah! Well, in reality, they're not like, you know what I mean? Actually smashing it. Didn't McGregor do that with a mascot and he got
he twatted
it went wrong?
Yeah,
he just absolutely down the pipe.
Absolutely. I was like, what is he doing? He's on coke. That has to be cocaine.
Oh yeah. He's whiskey and coke. That's his diet now. That's the only diet that he's on.
And steroids
Yeah.
as well. Have you seen the size of his head? His head's got
it's
like
meaty.
3 times the size. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. Ali Abdulaziz, you rat. What a guy. What
You
a
know what
guy.
it is? I think it's steroids because like that's what steroids
Must
do.
be.
Like,
Must be.
yeah, they make people like really like aggy and all
Especially people like him. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know. Just fucking giving steroids to a
Yeah,
raccoon, mate. Yeah.
He was thinking, wasn't he? Like he was out in the testing pool and he was supposed to go back in and he hasn't gone in, has he? So
It's
bit
obviously on
suspect.
steroids. I've
Bit
never seen anything more obvious
Bit suspect.
in my life.
Aaron's
Yeah.
saying he'd love to see Mike Phelan against Big Sam. You up for that fight?
Big Sam would have him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Big Sam's he's got something about him.
He's He's not your regular sort of. You know, anyone who
Hey,
doesn't look
get the
like they're
fuck out of
supposed to
here
wear a
because
suit.
I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Fuck you know.
I love this soundboard.
Grey 100, when is late night? Mate, we're having it now. Fuck it. We're having it now.
Yeah,
It's all
it's
gone off the
just-
face. Harry Maguire must be on them. There you go. The size of his head. Yeah, imagine boxing Harry Maguire and punching him in his big fucking head.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you watch Marvin Vittoria against Cannonier a few weeks
No,
ago?
I didn't see it. I didn't see that one.
No.
Mate, he took so many. That guy needs. I mean, the only thing that can knock him out is Thor's hammer, literally.
It's like a gargoyle, Vittori.
Fucking hell, his head.
Yeah.
It was.
You know, punches. Like,
Who was the 2 welterweights? Was it last weekend who were fighting? And it was like an absolute bloodbath. Like the octagon was just like caked in blood.
yeah.
I can't remember the 2 guys. But that was a hell of a fight. Like just fucking.
Maguire's.
I don't watch it as much anymore. I've gone off it a bit, to be honest with you. I don't know why.
UFC.
Yeah, just gone completely off it. I used to religiously watch it all the time, but it's the timing as well when it's on. It's like 3 a.m. You're just like, I'm pin-eyed to watch Usman submit someone in like the fucking 5th round after a boring fight, and you're like, have I really just stayed up till 6 a.m. to watch this? Like, granted, sometimes you get the odd knockout and it's it's good, but I could just watch that on highlight anyway. I'll watch it when the thing gets so.
What I do, because I'm too old to stay up, I'll go, and then when I wake up in the morning, I'll switch off my notifications on social media and just not look at anything, watch the fight, and then I can go.
Or the WhatsApp chat when one of us will put it in and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, have you seen this? You're like, I haven't watched it yet, mate.
Thank you though, appreciate
I haven't
that.
watched it yet, pal.
What fight was it where I was really on watching? I was like, "You wake up!"
Yeah.
I was,
I want to talk about
remember.
this.
I was like, "I want to talk about this."
I find myself now, because there's no football on, just like fucking bouncing a tennis ball off a wall. I just don't know what to do with myself on the weekends. I miss football so much. I miss watching it. Like, I would watch a fucking women's under-17s game right now, and not for the certain things that people have been. Just to watch some form of football.
The women's
Like a ball hit the back of a net, hit the sound of the ball hit the back of the net.
Is the women's Euros or the World Cup on soon?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I watched it in Tenerife. When I was in Tenerife, I watched I think the Euros was on whilst I was in Tenerife. So yeah, I'll be watching it again. I even went through Soccer Aid to watch that, and that's shit football, but
Oh yeah.
just to watch football. You know what I mean? So
Do you
miss it,
think
man.
Fury will fight Usyk?
I don't. You know what? I've gone off him as well. He's full of shit. Tyson Fury, full of absolute shit. That thing that he said, the pledge to homeless, that 7 million or what it was, Eddie Hearn called it straight away. So it's absolute bullshit. It was all PR. He's full of shit. He does videos saying, "Joshua, you want to fight or not? I'm a fighting man." And you see, every 4 months it is. It's like a new kind of attention. Look at me, money grabbing, blah blah blah. Fuck off, Fury. I'm not asked about you anymore. Boxing in general, I don't. Again, it's another thing that I'm like
It's fixed.
starting to give less of a fuck about.
Boxing, it's just there's so much fix and so much scandal in it. I can't watch it anymore, man.
The
It's
judges as well. They're just like, the judges are so bad on it.
It's just getting-
I don't think Fury wants to fight Usyk anyway. I think he's scared.
I agree. That's why I keep saying, Joshua, let's do it. I've spoke to my manager. You speak to your manager,
I
and we'll
think
sort it.
I think it's been taken over by fucking celebrity boxers as well. Like the things that get the most clicks aren't the best fights. It's
Yeah.
just fucking
Jake
whoever
Paul.
Jake Paul's fighting or KSI's
Diaz.
fighting,
Jake Paul,
and you're
Diaz.
just like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like nobody cares.
I've never watched any one of those fights. Like,
No.
But you know, I'm not criticizing anyone who does. Like, if it's your thing, but it's just I've just never bothered to watch any of those celebrity fights. None.
No, it just doesn't interest me. Doesn't interest me like at all.
No. Right.
Cool.
We've spiraled off majorly there. I mean, we must have covered a record of topics within the last 20 minutes, honestly. I can't remember half of them. Cars, fucking Avram, boxing, all the shit. Yeah. I appreciate anyone who's still in the chat. I can't see anyone who's in. I can't even see the YouTube, so I don't have a clue who's put chats in or whatever. But we appreciate every single one of you. This was just a bit of a fun show, bit of a Q&A, just because we're supposed to have Jay on tonight, but we fucked up basically with the scheduling and stuff. So we've got him back on next Thursday. Alice Talks Footy, who's supposed to be on Tuesday, is now on next Tuesday. So yeah, the two guests we're supposed to have on this week, they're now on next week. So not to worry, we'll still have them on. Still lots of stuff coming your way. I don't even know what day it is, to be honest.
Thursday.
What day are we on? We're on Thursday. Right, that's nice to know. Over the weekend, we should be hearing some stuff about Onana, hopefully some stuff about the ownership. So, yeah, as always, smash like on the video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe, and, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you to everyone in the chat for the questions. It was good to see some non-football questions. And that late night live thing is coming. I'm going to make it. I'm fucking happy if I have to. We'll get Chivy on, we'll get Adam on, we'll get Aaron on, we'll get a bunch of the lads on, and we'll have a chat about everything non-football. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Sorry for the fuck up, but appreciate you sticking around. We
have to give you some content.
Wanted to give you something to put out, so appreciate you, everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Legends. Peace.
Peace.